Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to episode 18 of the Dear Herbalist podcast titled Honoring Women, Dr. Marie Clark Taylor. So I think it's important that as fellow herbalists and botanists and plant enthusiasts, that we give our flowers to the elders and those that have gone before us. So because this is Women's History Month and Women's Month, as people like to say, what better person, right, to honor during this time? And there's several more that I could have chosen, but Dr. Marie Clark Taylor was a very interesting woman. So we're going to talk a little bit about her today, give her flowers, and then I have a few little points and tidbits I want to give to us as women to encourage us and to uplift us and empower us to continue moving forward in this thing we call life. All right. So a little bit about Dr. Marie Clark Taylor. Now, she was the first African-American woman to gain a PhD in botany, and she was the first woman, period, to get a PhD in science from Fordham University. She later became the head of the botany department at Howard University, and they honored her by naming the auditorium there after her, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, during her career, she organized a series of several different summer science institutes to train high school teachers, on new methods of teaching science, a new way of teaching so that the students could understand. And she encouraged the teachers to adopt her methods, such as using real botanical materials and light microscopes to study living cells. I thought this was pretty cool because it has a more hands-on approach, and I believe that students can actually learn and grasp it better if they are able to touch, to see it in real time. So I thought that was really cool that she did that. So we give Dr. Marie Clark Taylor her flowers on today, honoring this woman. Be inspired by her story. Be inspired by her accomplishments and achievements. There's nothing that you can't do. You don't put your mind to it. You can do anything. So keep that in mind. Now, let's talk to women for a second. Now, I don't plan to make this podcast today too long because I have to get back to some things that I'm working on. But I still wanted to come and talk to you, fellow women, today. I know a lot of people listen to the podcasts, men and women, but today I wanted to talk to the women to encourage each and every one of you. I know that there are some of us that wear a lot of hats. I know that there are some of us that juggle many balls. I know that there are some of us that walk tight ropes, having to stretch a dollar, having to carry a lot on your back. But first, know this. First of all, you weren't made to do that. You weren't made to carry it all, to wear it all, to bear it all. And if you look at the statistics for heart disease and a lot of these other diseases, women are leading some of these in terms of the ones that are actually catching them, right? Or developing these diseases and disorders. And so what that says is that we are carrying way too much baggage, which is not good. It really isn't. And I'm guilty of this myself, in carrying too much sometimes. Sometimes it's like, let me just do this and this and this, and let me get one more thing in on my plate. And before I know it, I'm completely burnt out. I said a couple years back that I burned my Superwoman cape, and I meant that. Like, I don't want it. I don't care who thought that, wearing the Superwoman title was cool. Strong woman, blah, 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 whatever. Y'all can have that. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. And there's probably a lot of women out there that feel the same way. It's no longer a badge of honor to be that woman. Like, you carry everything. You hold everything down. It's like, yeah, but myself. So we hold everything down but ourselves. We take care of everyone else but ourselves. And we are leaving out of here at crazy rates. So I want to encourage you today. To lighten the load. Don't think of this month of Women's Month as something to just, beat your chest about. Oh, I'm a woman, hear me roar. Because the reality of it is that we're not taking care of ourselves like we should. The reality of it is we're not taking care of our earth like we should. And in some instances, we're not taking care of our seeds, these youth, like we should. And so we need to take a step back, take a little inventory of ourselves. Are we doing the things that we're supposed to be doing? Are we, as my mom would say, shout out to my mom, are we giving from our overflow, or are we giving from a barely empty cup, darn near empty cup, right? Are we doing that? Are we waiting till we are on fumes and still trying to push forward? Or are we giving the best of ourselves? So I challenge women today to think about those things. Think about your impact and look at yourself in the mirror and see, are you taking care of yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you like what you see when you look in the mirror? What do you see when you look in the mirror? Not man's definition of a woman, or not what other people say, well, women should do this, women should do that. The only definition of a woman, or anyone's definition of what you should be concerned about of what a woman is, should be the Most High, right? Not other people, because other people are too fickle. And a lot of times their definitions, I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied tonight, probably because I got so much on my mind. But, a lot of people's definitions are steeped in selfishness. It's, I would define you by what you do for me. And that is the definition of what a woman is, rather than that definition standing on its own 2 feet. You are whether I am or am not, whether I'm capable of, can do, or whatever or not. You are still who you are. And so lighten the load today, ladies. Lighten the load. Learn how to garden. Learn how to fish if you don't know. Learn how to farm. Get back to nature. Get back to nurturing yourself and your family. Get back to, taking some time away and determining, what your priorities are. And now I'm not talking about the selfish woman. It's like, I already think about myself and I'm well taken care of. I'm good. And when I say selfish, I mean selfish to the detriment of your children or your family or to society. That type of selfishness, that's not what I'm talking about. But it's taking yourself into consideration as well. Man, my children, they really need to get some rest, because they've been running around all day. They might be tired. Well, so are you. Maybe you need to go take some rest. Or, man, my husband, he's been wearing that same shirt for the past 6 months. I probably should go out and buy him another shirt. He might need one. Well, you might need one too. Look in your closet. So it's taking yourself into consideration, not making yourself the main thing. Because humility is always important. So let's look at, really quickly, some of the characteristics of women. We are courageous. And I know you guys have seen these videos of these women chasing down animals away from their kids. I think there was one woman who, her and another guy, they had almost lifted up a car off of her child's leg or something like that. It's just something about women that we are courageous, especially in the face of danger, and especially if it involves anyone that we love and care about. That is a beautiful characteristic that we have. Another one is that we're assertive. There is nothing more, everybody's trying to be sexy out here, right? There's nothing more sexy than a woman that is assertive, not aggressive. Aggressive is like, I'm going to jump on you. You're going to do what I say. And, not none of that. That's not attractive. But assertive. I'm able to be strong and bold in my convictions. I'm able to tell you exactly what I need from you. And I say it in a way and in a tone that lets you know that I mean business. I'm, strong-willed. I'm going to get what I need to get done the way I need to get it done. And I'm not going to step on people to get there, but I'm going to make it very clear that these are my expectations. The other thing is that we are honest, for the most part. There's some people out there, need to work on that, right? Nurturing. Now, this one, for some women, if you didn't have, nurturing growing up, sometimes it's hard for you to be able to reciprocate that. But that doesn't mean that that's still not in your nature. Oftentimes it'll manifest itself even when you have a baby and you're looking at that baby, and you're just like, immediately, you're just enamored with it and you want to take care of it and make sure that it's okay. It's a beautiful thing. We're compassionate. If we see somebody out on the street, or if we know somebody in our family that don't have nothing, we'll split our $3 to get you something to eat. If we know you ain't had nothing to eat, I ain't had nothing to eat. We're very compassionate people. Patient. This is probably something I need to work on. But I tend to be more patient with my children. I will tell you that. But overall, right, we tend to be patient. How do I know? Because I just look around at the women around me. We are patient. Okay? Wise. Now, just knowing something is different than being wise. Wisdom has a lot to do with not only knowing the information, but knowing when to use it or when to apply it or when to activate it. That's wisdom. And women, we are wise. We really are. We have this intuition. We have this ability to see and to know and to feel. And it's for a reason. We were given all the characteristics that we needed to survive and live in this earth, but also to be a helpmeet to our husbands and to take care of our children. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, uh-oh, here she go with this old barefoot, backwards, 1800s philosophy, But I'm not old school at all. I just believe that it's important. If you're married and you have a family and you have children, the husband takes care of you, you take care of your husband, you guys both bless your children. It's really not that hard. It's really not that simple. I mean, not that difficult, I should say. All right. And then the other thing that we as women must do that I wish we would do more of is training up the younger women. I think a lot of this craziness that we're seeing from the female youth, okay, because we're talking about women, a lot of this craziness that we're seeing from the female youth, I think could be curbed. Some of them are grown, but I think a lot of it could be curbed if a lot of the older women would kind of speak up. Tell her your story. Tell her how you went down the road, she's trying to go on, and what your experiences were. And don't worry about if she's huffing and puffing and rolling her eyes and not trying to hear what you're saying. It don't matter. It's resonating with her, and it's already been deposited. So she may roll her eyes and huff and puff and not hear it now, but when she's faced with that situation, it's going to come back up. Your words will come back up in her ear. So to my seasoned women, to my elders, do not stop speaking. Don't let the youth shut you up or shut you down or say you're old and, nobody wants to hear from you anymore. That's a lie. That is a lie. Some of these women, these younger women, are walking down the same road, if not even more dangerous road than what some of the elders had to walk through. You don't get to be 80 and 90 years old and be an old fool. You've learned something along the way that you can share. And a lot of these young ladies, they do. They need that training. They need to know who they are. They're not a doormat for a man, but they're also not a thirst trap. They're not a lust bunny, as I like to say, just got everything hanging out. There's so much more to who they are, and they don't even know it because they don't have any other eyes to look into. They're looking into the eyes of these entertainers, and we already know what they on. We already see what these chicks are. I ain't gonna call no names because I don't want to get nothing started, but you look at some of these entertainers, and they're not necessarily promoting a relationship with the Most High or modesty. So we need to train our younger generation, and I put myself in the younger generation even though I'm over 40, as well. We need to hear from our elders. So if you're an elder out there, please, please, please do not stop speaking. Please do not stop speaking. We do need to hear your voice. So women, today I honor you. I am grateful to be considered a woman with you. I know that there is a fight and attack on women, the very term woman and everything else, but we must stay our course. We must not get wrapped up in the nonsense and the foolishness, because at the end of the day, we are women. So celebrate yourself. Take inventory on yourself. Do the work. Get the support that you need if you need it. And go out there and love the earth, love the world, love the children. Just wrap your arms around them, because they're the ones that need us the most. All right? So like I said, I want everyone, all of yous, women out there to know, that we're going to be all right. We just got to step it up, get in our lane, stay in our lane. Don't try to worry about what's going on left and right. Don't get caught up in this woman against man, conversations that are floating around on social media. Let's not do that. There's so much work to do as women, and we have so much to give. Let's not get caught up in that nonsense. Let's just move forward and just push peace, love, and positivity out in the earth. Let's raise the vibration of these United States and really all over the world. All right? So be encouraged. Happy Women's Month to all the women out there. Today, Dr. Marie Clark Taylor, I honor you. I give you your flowers. I thank the Most High that you existed and all the contributions that you've offered to this earth. Thank you so much for that. All right? And if you like what you have heard, please stay tuned for more informative podcasts. You can hear this and future podcasts on Spotify and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, follow me on all social media sites at The Demystified Herbalist. And if you're looking for some herbal products to help you address your health needs, head on over to my website at thedemystifiedherbalist.square.site. Until next time, family, I'm out.